Okay, welcome everybody to our week 3 midweek huddle session. I'm glad that you can make it. I want to go over a few important things with you, especially as it pertains to your plan of study. But before we do that, we're going to just take a look at the week in general. We have an ongoing discussion which once again baffles me how well you're doing. I'm very pleased. I think we have over 60 comments already, and it's only Wednesday, and that's the way to do it, folks. Get in there early, post as much as you can, make it meaningful, and make it truly a learning community, because we do learn from one another. I learn from you, you learn from me, and we learn from one another, so that's really important. Anytime you read something in the weekly readings and you'd like to bring that in, please feel free to share that. If there's specific quotes that you want to bring up in the forum, don't be afraid to start your own discussion about a particular topic. So this week we're talking about stress and how we handle stress and how that could interfere with our success as we move forward in our academic journeys. Plan of study is going to be a really important part of that. So we have the overview here in the lessons and the assigned reading, and then you have a stress management assignment. Once again, this is going to kind of mirror what you did last week. So if you made any errors, and there were a couple in your assignments for last week, read my comments about what you might have missed and make sure that you implement them this week. So once again, you're going to click on Success U. You're going to watch the stress management information. You're going to launch the course here, and you're going to talk about stress and strategies on how to manage stress. When you're done with that, or even while you're in the throes of it, you can have your stress management assignment up, as you can see here. And you're going to answer basically the same questions that you answered last week, but this time it's going to be, instead of time management, stress management. So discuss 2 of the stresses you're currently experiencing in detail. So, you know, a lot of people talking about that in the threads. Balancing their workload with school, taking too many classes. Their professional lives are interfering with their personal lives, and that's interfering with their academic lives. Some people are single parents, and they're having a hard time juggling those responsibilities. So be as detailed as you can about the 2 stressors you currently experience. You're also going to talk about, I should have said this first, how do you currently manage stress? What are some of the things you're doing? And we've heard some people are meditating, some do yoga, some work out, some go running, some take time to do deep breaths and relaxation techniques. What are some of the things you do currently to manage your stress? Then you'll discuss the 2 stresses. And finally, you'll discuss 2 practical and realistic techniques that you can employ that will effectively target the specific stressors. I've put a list of some of these stress management techniques up. Took it from your book, page 157. And also when you watch that Success U PowerPoint, you'll know more about how you can manage stress and maybe some things that you honestly could see yourself getting into. And discuss these techniques thoroughly. Once again, here's the grading rubric, and you should have seen this attached last week to your grade. Even if you got 50 out of 50, I still put it there so you knew that how you scored in last week's time management assignment. But here you can see it's adapted for the stress management, and it's the same type of thing. It's broken down 40, 30, 10, and 0, which is good, fair, poor, and incomplete. And you're going to have a combination of the content, which is up here, and then the writing mechanics and grammar. It doesn't have to be perfect. You may get a few points taken off if it's not. But you can use Microsoft Office has a spell check and a grammar check, and those 2 are great. I also am a big fan of Grammarly. It's free, and it's another tool you can add to your repertoire of tools to ensure that your grammar and mechanics and capitalization and your spelling is taken care of. So feel free to look at those tools. Any questions on the stress management assignment at all?
What was that thing you said, Grammarly?
Grammarly. Let me write it down here in the...
Thank you.
I downloaded that when he told me about it. It's helpful.
Yeah, you like it. I use it. If I could just show it to you for a moment, and then I'll tell you how to get it.
Thank you.
Let's see. I might have to save this. Okay. So let me just open up another file. Let's see if I could do it on this one. Just give me a minute, because it should have opened up in my Word files, and I don't know why it's not. All right, let me go to the website. It's easier to do it that way. Whoa. Every time I open a tab, the little thing for WebEx comes up at me. Can you see the internet right now?
Yes.
Good. Okay, here it is, Grammarly. So it's the word grammar and then L-Y. If you download it, they have a download for Microsoft Office. What you're seeing is because I'm logged in. But if you go to it on your own, it'll ask if you want to download it for Microsoft Office. And I have it downloaded there. So as I'm typing, it's bringing up corrections. You could also do it this way. If you don't have Microsoft Office or you don't want to download it, you could just create a free account. And then right here, you could upload anything that you write, and it will spell check it for you. It will grammar check it for you. See right here, it's saying that, hey, maybe you want to check the spelling of your name here because this seems wrong. Right here, it's telling me that I need a hyphen in here. Right here, it's telling me, hey, look, you're missing the comma or period here. This shouldn't be has, it should be have. So it's even looking at your subject-verb agreement. So this is, a good tool and a useful tool, and you hear one of your peers has already downloaded it and has found it helpful. You don't have to buy I don't have the full subscription to it. I just use the free one, and it works. It catches some things that Microsoft Office doesn't, and then again, Microsoft Office catches some things that Grammarly doesn't. So you might want to use both, especially if you find that you do make many grammatical errors. But that's up to you.
I also saw they give you an option also to download it to your Chrome, your Windows, all those different options.
That's right. I have it downloaded to my Chrome, so when I'm on, like I'm posting a Facebook post, it starts correcting it, which can get a little annoying. Yeah, it can get a little annoying, but you can turn it off if you don't want to use it for a specific thing. Thanks for letting us know about that. And so now we know that Quincy is the guy who knows all about Grammarly, and you can go to him anytime and ask him to help you through it.
Not yet. I'm getting there.
Well, that's what it means to have a community. So once again, this big box in the middle is just reiterating what we saw in the stress management assignment. I just put it here as well. So you should look at it and make sure. You should be able to grade yourself after you finish an assignment and say, did I do everything that they asked me to do? What were some of the errors that I saw last week? Sometimes this was missing. Like for the time management, it says have 2 techniques for time management, and those weren't there. So the person wrote everything, how they handle stress, what their stresses are, and they did it in 2 to 3 paragraphs, but they forgot this. That's like half of these points you're going to get. You're new to this, so some people were allowed to make it up with a penalty because I want you to do well. So I'm just going to stress this again. Look at your rubric after you do your assignment and measure what you've done with the rubric. You should be able to tell if you got full points or not. This, I'll grant you're not English majors, but you may want to hand your paper to somebody and say, just proofread this for me. Any questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to go to the more difficult thing. And this is the plan of study. I want to reiterate, it is not due this week. It is due in week 6. You're only in week 3. So you have 3 weeks to put this together. Do I think you need 3 weeks? No. I think if you could put it together in an evening if you wanted to. So we talked we started talking in the discussions about power phrases. And we see this here again. It says, as you consider which statements and phrases to include in your mental outlook, one might think about embracing this one. I am forward thinking. So students want to know, why do I have to put a plan of study together now? I'm in my first term or my second term. What do I need this for? Because you want to know where you're going. Now, does this mean that you cannot change your plan of study? Absolutely not. Some people change their majors after the first term. But for this assignment, we want you to be able to use degree works. When I was at DeVry, I used degree works often. I was always in there looking, making sure, checking out things, seeing if I was taking the right classes, looking at what my elective possibilities are. So it's a really important and really great tool that they introduce you to here. So it says you'll begin by accessing the student portal. So I'd like you all to do that right now. So you should be logged in. If you just joined us, we're in the Module 3 lesson, and you're going to click on Student Portal. Okay. You should be able to log in using your DSI number. Now, I won't be able to log in, obviously, because I'm not a student, so I can't do this with you. I can only try and give you directions, but you should be at a screen that looks like this. Is there anyone who doesn't get this screen when they click on Student Portal?
What's that under again? I'm sorry. Where am I going to get under the student portal?
So you clicked right here on Student
cool.
Portal, right?
Okay. I'm about to do that right.
That's okay. And then you're going to be on this screen. And you're going to put in your DSI number and your password. When you have logged in, you should be at a page that looks like this. And I have a better picture of it, so let me see if I can get to this. That's stress management, plan of study. Okay, so you log in here, and you should be at this page right here. So I'm going to ask you, if you now have access to this page, can you please say yes in the chat box? Okay, Daddy?
Can you go back? I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't find that. Can you go back one more time and show me how to get it? I'm sorry.
Nope, that's fine. So are you here? Are you in the class? On week 3 modules, are you here? Click on Student Portal. Did you get this, Quincy?
I'm going in right now. For some reason, it exited out of there. Hold on, I'm going in right now.
If you can't, you can go in this way, which is...
So now I'm going under modules.
Right, week 3.
All right, strolling down to week 3 lesson, right?
Lesson.
All right.
And then you're going to scroll down to the middle of that page where it says plan of study. And then it says student portal, right. So I see Travis is there, and Cassie, Brianne, Travis again, and Betty is there. How about Alexis? Did you get there?
From the student portal, where do I go again? I'm sorry.
You just click on Student Portal, and you should be at the sign-in page.
I'm already in. Okay.
And then, yeah. So you're in, and now do you see this page right here? That's on my screen.
Let me pull your tab back there.
See this page right in the middle? Which says Degree Works on top?
All right, let me go to that now. It's on a different page. Degree Works now. All right, I'm at the home for Doral University. This is. All right. I'm at the student portal. I click on the student portal, right?
Yes.
And it automatically logs me in. I don't have to log in, so I'm already in. It says technology today, future forward, go to class, schedule, grades, student finance. Am I on the right page?
Go to schedule.
Okay.
And then do you see Degree Works in the upper?
Yes.
Okay, good. So Degree Works is going to give you a lot of information. I'm assuming that most of the class right now is looking at that information that it gives you. So in Degree Works, the Degree Audits tab is the default view and shows you your degree audit. The header at the top of the page shows your identifying information. If you are currently enrolled in more than one program, select the program you want to look at by choosing from the program drop-down list. For more information about your degree audit, see Understanding Your Degree Audit tutorial. But what we're concerned with is the plans. So if everyone could scroll back to my screen, you want to go to where it says Plans on the tab. And there's a little bar there. So I'm just going to do a quick chat and ask if everyone can see where it says Plans. Just say yes if you can. Awesome. Travis and Betty, Cassie can see it. Brianne can see it. How about Quincy? Do you see where it says Plans? Alexis, yes. Good. Okay. So the Plans tab, you'll be prompted to create a plan if you do not have a plan created. If you do have one or more saved plans, there will be a list of all the plans you created there. So it'll say, would you like to create a plan based on a template, or would you like to start from scratch? You're going to select blank plan. You're going to give it the name Plan of Study, Col 148, and then hit Save. So it's Plan of Study, Col 148, and then click Save. And Save is at the bottom. Plan of Study, Col, C-O-L-L, 148, then click Save at the bottom. Once you have completed giving it a title and clicked Save, could you please tell me in the chat, finished? Say finished or done. Good. Brianne, Alexis, Quincy, Casey, good. Awesome. Okay, now scroll back to my screen. And I want you to just take a look. It says you must add terms by clicking on the plus sign. So, the assignment calls for you to create a plan that spans 6 semesters. So if we start, obviously we're in July. So we don't want to do July. We want to do September, November, January. So that'll give you 3. March, May, and July. So you want to start with September. And what classes would you like to include? So you're going to click on the plus sign, and then select the term September 2018. If you click back over to my page, it says on the right-hand side of the plan, you can expand the sections to see the list of courses still required for your degree. So make sure you expand those sections. Once you expand them, you can click on each course to read the descriptions. And you can see the credit hours. Once you decide on a course, you can drag it from the right-hand side of the plan to the desired term. So why don't you practice with this? And then once someone has dragged something over to the September term, just say done. Just drag one course over for practice. You can always take it out if you don't really want it. Okay, Brienne is first, so she's going to be our first. You drag it. We're going to have Brienne show you. So, Brienne, yes, I will, Carla. Hang on. I'm going to try and do it live. Brienne, I'm going to try to make you the presenter. So when you see that come through, we're going to be able to see your laptop screen. I see something coming through here. It's thinking. Ah, there we are. Okay. Okay, does everyone see Brienne's screen?
Yes.
Okay. Brienne, can you show Carla how you dragged something over? You could also turn on your mic if you have it on.
Okay, so I just took one from this side and just kind of dragged it.
And where's the September? Like where's the...
Right here.
Oh, I see it's September, and then you put it up there like a lab.
Mhm.
And then it says your credits. Okay, drag another one over. Let's drag, I don't know.
Let's see.
Card.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Carla, does that clear it up for you? Yes, thank you. Quincy, how about you?
Drag it over. Can you just show me where you're dragging it to? Because I'm dragging it over to the area and it's not staying there. It keeps going back. And I must be doing something wrong.
Brienne, you're the teacher here.
Sorry, thank you.
Brienne's going to be taking 35 courses by the time we're done with her.
It's okay. All right, so I just kind of dropped it kind of, in with the two courses here. And it'll...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See if that works. Yeah, she's a pro at this.
This is my first time, I promise.
Wait a minute, you're a sophomore already, it says. Oh.
Yeah, I came in as a associate degree, so I had courses that transferred.
That's awesome. So,
So are we dragging one over for the September course, or are we dragging...
Yeah, so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be figuring out what you'd like to take in September. When you read those, maybe you could show us, like if you click on them, Brienne, could you show us what it says about a course, like take card 205 or something or whatever. Like how do I see the information on that course?
Like that right there?
Maybe that. About dot blank.
Oh, well.
It's thinking.
Let's see.
I don't know what it does. That's for you to make a note. I really don't want this course. How about maybe if you click on it while it's still in that right-hand side? Maybe that does it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, what'd you click on?
Well,
It says, please be patient. We're really slow.
oh, there we go.
Okay. So I think I could expand this, or maybe she has. Okay. So this tells you what the course. It's a 1-credit course. It tells you what the description is. Notice at the bottom there's a prerequisite. Does anyone know what prerequisite means?
Course you have to take before this course.
That's right. So while you're doing your plan, there's something you want to make sure. So if you have to take an English course, English 112, that's a basic course. But if you're taking English 135, it'll say the prerequisite is in English 112. So if you look at 135, you say, hey, I think I want to take this first. You can't. So make sure that you meet the prerequisites. Even in this one, it says you have to have completed 78 semester credit hours and CAR 205. So make sure that you look at the prerequisite before you put it into your plan. Any questions? This looks easy, right? Okay, so I'm going to try and take the screen back from Brienne. She stole my thunder here. She's the new teacher. Let me see if I'm presenting now. Yeah, I think it's me. Okay. So what do you do once you get all 6 of these in? I just wanted to double check something. Yeah. So the plan of study will be the courses you take for the next 6 sessions, and it says that right under the box in your lessons. So you're going to do 6 sessions starting with September. Does it mean you must take them? Absolutely not. Can you call your advisor and ask their advice? You absolutely can. I found advisors to be very helpful in telling me what course was, heavy with writing versus one that was heavy with a lab, or, maybe you want to mix it up that way. Maybe if you don't feel comfortable taking 2 writing classes at the same time, and that would cause you undue stress, try to do it with something that you would like, or that you do know. So that's the way I tried to pair it up. What did my experience give me maybe a leg up in a certain course versus something I really had to start on the bottom with? So talk to your advisors and read the descriptions. Very important. So then what do you do once you get all 6 of those courses in there, and not courses, all 6 of those sessions in there? Where do you go? So you've got it all done. You've read all the descriptions, move them over, and you've added courses. When you're finished plan, you need to, and if you scroll back over to My View, come back over to WebEx, the Save button is at the bottom, but you still have to get it to me. So, to see how the course you planned affect your degree audit, you could go to the Plans tab and click Audit, and it'll show you how it stacks up, how many courses you're taking, and the Audit button is back at the bottom. So then it gives you some more information. You could look at this in a calendar view, which is really nice. Stay with me in WebEx for a moment. And right up at the top, it says, I want a calendar view. And that's great. And so what if you want to submit this to me? Can you? Well, you could take a screenshot of it. You could click Alt and print screen at the same time and copy it into Word. You might be able to put it in the comments box, but I wouldn't suggest you do that. So you could take a picture of it with your phone and then upload it as a document or PDF. So there's a number of ways you can get this information. There's an audit mode view. just a different way of material. There's a notes. So far, I liked one best. I like this calendar view. I think that's really shows you. But and then
So I've
you can
got a stupid question. What if it's only allowing me to transfer? Like the only thing that's allowing me course to switch over is English, and when I click on the other ones, it's talking about the credits I would need, I guess, to go into that. So,
well, I think you need to look at your plan of study for your individual. I don't know what you're majoring in, but there may be some courses you need to take first. If you don't have that plan of study and you can't find it on here, like there should be a plan of study in each area. So if you're majoring in web design, you should have a plan of study that gives you kind of an idea of what you should take in what order. Do you have that? That's what I'm asking.
I do. I'm actually looking at it right now, and the only thing it's giving me is the plan of study. I see that, but yeah, the only thing that I can do is it says English placement, and then when I go under multimedia design, web design, it starts talking about credits. So the only thing that I can drag over is English.
But maybe that's for September. What about if you do the next one after that? Like if you put in November,
yeah,
can
I'll
you
put it, add requirement, right, or add course?
add course? No, add like term. What was the beginning one?
Yeah, the add requirement. It's course and add requirement.
Back up to the top. Okay.
Yeah. So I've got the.
But I said I don't use this. No, I'm talking about this. Look at my screen where it says add term. What if you add November in there and then try to put a course in?
I actually can't see your screen. I don't see your. I just see your picture. But I'm going under. Yeah, when I go to add the course, I'm under November right now, and it's still only allowing me to add that one class for some reason. I'm under November 2018.
Blue. I want to be an advisor. I want you to contact your advisor and say, I'm trying to do the plan of study. They know full well that you do this in Call 148. We've been doing this forever.
Okay.
And say, I'm having trouble here. I don't know if it's technical, or maybe you could explain to me what I need to take in what order.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So those of you who can get this far, once you're done, you're going to click print, and you can print this out as a PDF. So what's that going to do for you? You're going to have to take a screenshot, or you're going to have to, I think this just duplicates your work. I would just try to, I would do an alt print screen probably and save it as a PDF in Word. So, if you hit alt and print screen at the same time, it copies your desktop, and then you could drop it into a Word document and upload it from there. Otherwise, you're going to have to print this out, scan it, and then attach it. Okay? Some students ask me, can I just put this in a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet, because that's what I like to use. It's fine, as long as I see 6, planned out courses, semesters, you're good to go. Because it's not my plan. It's really important that you understand your plan. So either you have. There may be questions that come up on this, related to this, and I will try to answer them as much as I can. But anything really related to your degree or how you should be taking your classes needs to go to your advisor. So they're really important contact for you. Okay, so tell me in the chat, do you feel comfortable with DegreeWorks right now? More comfortable than you did an hour ago? Good. Are there any questions you want to ask me relative to the class, the content, anything that you're having trouble with, or anything that you particularly like? Carla says in the comments, Cam Scanner is a good app to take a picture of a document and upload. Thank you. And then Travis says, type snippet in Microsoft Word bar. What does that do, Travis? I'm not sure if you have your audio on. Or maybe you could type it down in the chat. It captures an image of your page on the computer. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. So there's another way to do it. So all good things. I told you we learn from one another. Okay. Lots of good advice, Carla says. And I think you'll all agree that coming to these midweek huddle sessions, you get to know each other a little bit better. And if you have a question, I don't think anybody in the course would be angry if you sent an email and said, hey, Travis, you told us about a good tool, but I forgot the name of it. Could you help me? You know, I don't think anybody would not want to help another student. So I think we can all say that we're here, you know, student to teacher, teacher to student, but don't forget how important it is student to student. So I'm not going to keep you any longer. And he says he would love to help, Travis said. Would anybody else say they would love to help and would be available? Because I'd love to help too. Everybody else said, no, it's too rainy. I'm not going to help. Don't write to me. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to leave you to your evening. Remember that you only have to post twice because you attended this live. And I'll make the recording available in the morning. Carla says, sure, if I know about it, and thank you and good night. Good night, Alexis. Good night, everybody.
Good night.